Okay, what we've got now is a fish that's been done for the most part, but you can tell the fins are still got stuff on there. What you do when you got to paint a fish, I'm talking a fresh fish that needs to be painted, the first thing you do is cover him completely in stripper. And this stuff says to wait 15 minutes, so give it about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and I'll show you how we start getting the stuff off. But make sure the fish is covered completely, front and back. And yeah, the back's still green, but it's off for the most part. For some reason lost the first part of the video, so having to do it again, but that's okay. Make sure it's completely covered and let it sit for 15 minutes. And what it's going to do, it eats into that old paint. In this case, it looks like automotive paint, like a real old mount. And yeah, the primer on the fins, automotive paint, kind of a lime green color along the back. So yeah, pretty much automotive paint. And it's a little bit harder than some of the, I would assume, than like some of the new water-based paints that they use as far as, you know, redoing a fish. Okay, now I've just got a brush, and oh, it's coming off good. You can tell a difference. It's taking off most of that green stain. Looks like maybe a little bit still on there, but it's even taking some of the stripper off. In fact, it's almost all off. It's coming off. I'll go back with some lacquer thinner here in a minute, but yeah, it's just coming off. I'll pan in and let you see that. But yeah, it's really coming off good. Okay, I've panned in a little bit, but you can see it's, well, the stripper, I didn't give it time to dry either, so it's a little bit damp, which helps. But lacquer thinner is a helper too, getting this stuff off. And if some of the scales pop up like this, you know, right before you paint it, get you a drop of super glue, put underneath, and just push down on it, and it will not come back up. So that's, yeah, it's coming off real good up here. You see it just taking all the old paint off and stuff like that, and you just, all that paint around the eye, all this stuff is just coming off really, really good. All that stripper's even coming off the main fin here, see? Just a little bit of scrubbing. Now that stripper, you know, it has to sit for a little bit longer there because that's some strong stuff. But you can see how it's just coming off real good. Or it's thinned down so much that when you finish your fin, it's not going to matter. You know, because you're going to have to probably caulk the edges anyway, you know, to repair fins. But yeah, it's part of it, you know, having to repair fins and stuff like that, because this process it eats through a lot of stuff. Not only the paint, but you know, even some of the glue that you backed your fins with. So that's something to keep in mind. So just keep on working on that. Oh yeah, it's just taking it all off. But I'll get that done and show you what I got. Well, basically, you get it done, it's supposed to look like this, but I've got to do a little bit more fin cleaning, and I'll get her straightened up. Okay, I've got my lacquer thinner and my brush, and everything's coming off great. And even this automotive primer that they used, I assume that's what it is. Well, I hear a buck snorting outside. That's neat. But yeah, you just it's coming off. You just kind of keep doing that. It's come off the fins good already. So you basically just keep doing that until you get it done. See how it's coming off the fin real good. Basically, I'm just using lacquer thinner on my brush, and this is after it's set for a good while. The primer had to do its job a little bit more so here than the rest of the fish. The fins, because they had looked like automotive primer. It's probably painted back when they only had automotive paints. So yeah, you're kind of limited on what you can do when you don't have regular paints. So you're stuck with, and this, of course, this will be repaired. Recard it and everything and all that stuff. Which, no big deal to a taxidermist. It still works, but it's no big deal. So you just keep doing that until you get your fin good and clean, all your fins. Still got some other couple more fins to work on, but you can get the idea. Okay, getting good. Sprayed it down real good with stripper in there. So yeah, make sure you get inside the mouth too. You may have to hang the fish, if you got him on deer head stand, it's no trouble, just hang the fish however you gotta have him. It's probably not a bad idea to use one of these, when you're trying to strip a fish anyway, because it's going to be in a certain position for a prolonged period of time anyway, and you might as well brace it real good, like I did. Basically shot screws through the deer head stand into the back of the fish where the wood is in the fish. So just do however, hang the fish however you gotta get it to get all the old paint out. If the paint looked good inside before, you might could have got away with just keeping it. But there again, you have to be the judge of that. So, but I'll show you what we do next after I clean this real good. Make sure you got something on your floor, where it's not going to be a problem, because things are going to drip. Yep, just hold the fish however you gotta, or brace it, or position it, I should say, however you've got to, and let gravity do its job. When you're stripping a fish, you're going to rely on gravity a lot. So just wanted to point that out. And this one is about done. Got a nice clean mouth. Maybe a little bit on the little gilly things, those little crunchers in the back of his mouth, but he's looking good. Okay. Then you try to use your brush and lacquer thinner as good as you can to get these clean. And it's not wrong to go back and use one more stripper if you think you need to. It'll kind of let you know if it's coming off. And I can see that it's coming off for me. So, but I use stripper a couple of times first. But I guess the lacquer thinner is kind of helping do the job. So that's kind of what you've got to do. You just got to keep working all your fins that way. Position the fish however you've got to get it, and let gravity do its thing. And let it help get rid of that stuff for you. It's going to go on the ground, but just make sure you got a good place where you can clean up real quickly and efficiently. But yeah, the collarbone, everything, it's all coming off real good. You can hear the gills even. It's all coming off real good. But it's that simple. Okay, now all I gotta do is, get down here a little bit better. Just make sure I get a good, clean fin. Primer seems to be coming off good. The lacquer thinner is doing the trick. I guess the stripper worked it out pretty good. It seems like it's doing a little better than even the stripper did. But it's coming off. Now, once you get this done, you just give it a good overall washing with your brush. Let gravity drop everything down and make sure you got a good clean fish. Here's my stripped fish. And just, if you got to repair fins, you got to repair fins, recaulk them, whatever you've got to do. But this is my stripped fish. And here's my hybrid. They were both done at the same time.